Hi guys, welcome back to Math 3, Chapter 6. Today we're talking about multiplication facts 2, 5. Now we're going to have some slides here that are going to have some subtraction and addition problems, and these are just to warm up our brains. And so although I am going to be moving quickly through them, you should pause this video after each problem and practice it on your own. Get it written down and solve it, and then see if your answer is correct. So again, I'm going to be moving quickly, but you can just pause it and do the questions on your own. Here we go. Oh, and we are in, let me see here, lesson 47, which is page 93 and 94 of your work text. And it says, first we're going to talk about how we serve with math. It says math is a tool to help people work. Math shows the world is designed. Math helps people help people. But math does not have all the answers. And so where it says math shows the world is designed, that is talking about God's perfect design and the way that he uses math and the way that we can see that through math. Now here are our warm-up questions. The first one is 4 plus 6. So go ahead and pause it here. Do this problem, 4 plus 6, and see if you get my answer. Okay, if you got 10, you are correct. Next, we have 7 plus 1. 8 is the answer. 13 minus 6. Give yourself a second to figure that out. 7 is that answer. Okay, next we have 14 minus 9. And that answer is 5. Okay, next one is 3 plus 5. Quickly think about that answer. And 8. All right, 9 plus 6. Let's see if you can get this one. If you said 15, you are correct. 4 minus 4. There's a subtraction problem for you. And the answer is 0. All right, 10 minus 3. 7. All right, let's get into our lesson. Here we have our bars, and in our graph we have sets. We have 5 groups across the top, and in each group we have 3 red squares. And so we have 5 groups with 3 red squares in them. And when we're using multiplication, we're going to be saying that we have 5 sets of 3. And that is how we would write out this problem. So 5 sets of 3, if we were to add all of that up, we would get 15. Okay, now another way that we could say that is to say 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 15. We could skip count 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. All right, next here we have 6 groups. So if you count across the top, you have 5 across the top and 1 at the bottom. And in each one of our groups, we have 5 red squares. And so we can say that we have 6 sets of 5. And we can get that answer by counting every single one up, or we could count by 5s and saying 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or we could skip count. So we say that we have 6 sets of 5, and we get 30. And so let's look at the ways that we got this. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 30. And you could also skip count 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And all those different ways will get you to your answer. Next we have up here, we have 5 sets of 3. And it says 5 sets of 3 is 15. We talked about that, and we showed the addition problem for that. But what you're going to learn now is the multiplication way for that. And I know that some of you have already been introduced to multiplication, so this is a slight review, but this gives you a further explanation. So right here you have 5 times 3, and this represents 5 sets with 3 in each group. And we know that 5 times 3 is 15. Here we have it written out, 5 times 3. 5 is a factor. 3 is a factor, and 15 is what we call a product. So a factor times a factor equals the product. Right here we have 6 groups with 5 red boxes in each group. And we told you earlier that that is 30. And there's 2 different ways here that we have written out this problem. We have 6 sets of 5 is 30, or we have the addition problem, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 30. Now, if we were to do this with multiplication, we would simply say 6 times 5, because 6 sets of 5 red boxes is equal to 30 red boxes. And so this is a much simpler way and a much quicker way to add. Now let's look at this. We have 3 sets or 3 groups, and in each set we have 4 square boxes. So it says here 3 sets of 4 squares. So we could do this 4 plus 4 plus 4 to equal 12 and find out that there are 12 boxes. We could skip count 4, 8, 12, or we could put a multiplication problem and say 3 times 4, because 3 sets times 4. And that also equals 12. Looking here, we have 4 sets of 3. So it's the opposite of the other one. We can do the same thing, do addition problems to get to the 12. We could single count it, or we could put a multiplication problem and say the factor of 4 times the factor of 3 equals the product of 12. Now here we're talking about 2 sets of 6. So if we were to have 2 groups with 6 in each group, we would get, well, here it's going to draw us a picture. We have 6 in each group, and that is the same as saying 6 plus 6 equals 12. And so 6 plus 6 is the same as the multiplication fact, 2 times 6 equals 12. Both of these represent this picture, which is 2 groups of 6 dots. And the answer is 12. Now we have 5 sets of 4. And so if we were to draw that out, we have, here are our 5 sets of 4. We could symbolize this by doing an addition problem. 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 20. Or we could write our multiplication problem and say 5 sets times 4 in each group equals 20. So the factor 5 times the factor 4 equals 20, which is our product. Now we have 3 sets of 3. And again, we're going to draw a picture here, and we're going to have 3 squares. They're going to have 3 triangles in each square. If we want to do this as an addition problem, it was 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 9. But if we're going to do it as a multiplication problem, we're going to simply say 3 sets times 3 in each set equals 9. So the factor 3 times the factor 3 equals the product 9. 9. Here is a word problem to help you apply your knowledge. It says Haley sent 5 pictures of the mountains to each of her 4 friends. How many pictures did Haley send to her friends? So look at the questions. She has 4 friends, so it's 4 groups, and we have 5 pictures in each group. So the way that we would write that is 4 times 5, because we have 4 sets with 5 in each set, and that equals 20. Haley sent 20 pictures. Now, if you didn't understand how we got 20, you could simply draw out the picture, put 4 friends down, and give each friend 5 pictures. And then you could count them up either by skip counting 5, 10, 15, 20, or you could do the single counting. But either way you come up with it, you should come up with 20. Next, we say Haley found 4 insects. There are 6 legs on each insect. How many legs are there? So we have 4 sets of 6. So looking at our picture down here, we have 4 insects, and each one of them have 6 legs. And so our answer is going to be 24. And the way that we're going to find that is we can do 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 and get 24. Or you can do 4 times 6 and get 24. Either way you look at it, the answer is still 24 legs. So you can count them all up. You can skip count by 6s, or you can multiply 4 times 6. Next, we have this problem, and this problem will be found in your book on page 93, and this is the first one. And it says we have 3 sets of 5 eggs. Okay, and so it's telling you right here, 3 sets of 5 eggs is 15. And again, we found that we could count it up, we could skip count by 5, we could count singles, but so you could do 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. But what you want to do is write 3 times 5 equals 15. Your book wants to ensure that you understand that this 3 times 5 equals 15 is the same as 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 3 sets of 5. And so it's going to ask you to write out these problems on number 1 and on number 2 on page 93, and then again on page 94 on number 1 and number 2. All right. So now we're going to go and look at our assignment, and that is page 93 and 94, and I've just explained how to do 1 and 2 for you. And next you're going to need to do 3 and 4 on both sides and on both pages, and again it is the same way. You simply write out the groups, and in 3 you have 3 baseballs in each group, so it would be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, and you're just going to write that you understand how the groups are set up, and then write the multiplication equation for that group. On number 5, on both pages, you're going to read the word problem and solve it by drawing pictures and writing out the full equations. On number 6 and 7 on page 94, you're going to skip counts your 2s and 5s. Now, I've added up some videos on my classroom link to help you with those 2s and 5s if you need that, to help you with your skip counting. There's some cute songs there, so make sure to check them out. And as always, if you have any questions, just holler. Good luck.